Showing up, is it?
Here we go.
Oh,
hey, we're back. Anyways,
in a new location.
Here we go. Take two. I'm Darryl.
I'm Cam.
And this is our weekly music report. We had some technical difficulties. Thanks, Bell. I hate Bell. Whoops. There we go. Yes. I'll go on record and I'll say I hate Bell. Bell, you better sponsor us.
I'm not saying anything because I know too many people there.
Hate Bell. That's okay. I hate Rogers equally as Bell. Rogers, you can sponsor us too. Anyways, just allowing some time to have some people come back on the board. Hey, Mike. Mike is like always our loyal everything. Mike's at all our shows. Mike likes everything. He's awesome. Hey, Mike.
Big sports fan.
And Mikey supports all shows. Wow, that's Steven over there. Hopefully you didn't hear that. So, anyways, I'm Darryl.
I'm Cam.
And every week we do this thing called Weekly Music Report. We do it on Facebook Live. And look, special guest in the background. That head right there, that's Dylan. Dylan. Hey. He's working away on our websites and all that stuff. So, and this is the back office, which we normally don't have, but might as well do this. See, look up there, all our Jack Daniels bottles from years past, our Hop City, all that good stuff. Over there's our Jack Daniels Marshall fridge. Woohoo! Jack Daniels collections of stuff, all that good stuff.
Your hat collection?
Yeah, my hat collection. Can you see that right there? Look at all those hats. Jack Daniels has been very good to us.
Yes.
This is now our 8th year with Jack Daniels, so thank you, Jacks, for supporting Indie Week and indie music and festivals and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's great to have them back again this year. It's fantastic. So.
Yeah.
They never went away, but it's just always nice when they want to come back. So
it's a great brand, Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
So, I guess we should start. Sorry for the false start. Thanks, Bell. Once again, sponsored by Bell. Here we go. So we talked about what we did last week and over that kind of stuff. So Cam, you start.
Well, last week was like an elongated 4-day weekend, which was fantastic. It was Easter, so it was time with family and didn't go really see any shows, watch some sports, some Arsenal. TFC won their first leg.
Yep.
Got a 2-goal advantage going in, so that was good. Final of the NCAA Final Four. I was number 504 in the CBS poll out of about 10 million people in the brackets until
nice.
Till it was over. Then I fell off the face of the earth. So yeah, I didn't really see any shows or anything. But you had a little road trip.
Yeah, I went off to San Francisco for a day. Last Friday was a 1-day conference called FestForums. FestForums is also in New York coming up in May, and there's one in Santa Barbara in the fall, right after Indie Week, in fact. It's a conference that is for event organizers and festivals. We get together, we collaborate information, there's panels, and this particular one was on cannabis and what you can or can't do at a festival, what works, what doesn't work. It was actually a really good experience. I got to meet Billy Hayes, which
that was cool.
That's super cool. If you've seen the movie Midnight Express, it was his life. He's the author of it, and it's really inspirational to hear what he went through. Yeah. Like, crazy as it is, he's like, going to jail in Turkey was the best thing that happened to him.
It's an amazing book as well.
Yeah.
The book's better than the movie. The movie was good, but the book's fantastic. It's a lot more detailed, as most books are.
Yeah, and actually he told of 2 things in the movie that didn't happen. Which was kind of interesting, and it's like really big. And he said that part has affected him more, that people in Turkey don't like him so much for many years because they thought he did what he did in the movie, which he didn't do. And I probably gave a part of it away, but
I probably have a pretty good idea of what that scene was. It was probably one of the most controversial scenes in the movie, if I'm thinking correctly.
Yes, which?
Well, there was a masturbation scene.
Nope, that wasn't.
No, okay.
Maybe, I don't know.
Never mind.
He didn't mention that, but he killed a guard to escape when he got on a boat and went across water to escape. Didn't kill anybody. So all the people of Turkey thought he killed a guy. kind of a big thing.
Okay.
But it's really inspirational to hear him talk about how he went through that and how he made it a positive. And basically, the movie was made. He went to Cannes for the film festival, and he found his wife.
Wow.
So he's like, if he didn't go through all that, he wouldn't have got married.
The ends justify the means.
Somewhat. Yeah. Anyways, very cool story.
You were on a prison theme then, because I saw a picture of you with Alcatraz in the background as well.
That was because, it's in San Francisco. You got to do Alcatraz.
Yeah, I've done it.
So, but yeah, so it was a one-day festival, FestForums. Go check them out. If you run events, you may want to go to their New York edition, which is coming up in May really quickly. I went last year, and it was fantastic. You learn about technology at events, what you can do in terms of sponsorship. It's fantastic. And the one in the fall is their big one, which is for food festivals, film festivals, and, of course, music. And pretty awesome. So hats off and shout out to Lori and Stu for running it and putting it all together. They do a fantastic job. And I believe they're going to be, at least one of them, will be up at Canadian Music Week coming up.
Nice.
So yeah, awesome people. Love you guys.
And then you being such a big U2 fan, you saw the Joshua Tree too.
Yeah, so after San Fran, I went down to San Diego. I went to hang out with my friend Stu. Stu works at PlayStation. I don't know what he does because he can't tell me. It's secret. Really. He's like, can't tell you. But yeah, so I got to hang out with Stu. Stu's worked on a lot of games. So if you're a gamer, Stu's possibly worked on it. So, or at least something to do with PlayStation. If you worked on PlayStation, Stu's had something to do with it.
Cool.
So, Stu's awesome. And then I did day trip, like you said. I went out to Joshua Tree and did my U2 deal and all that. It was awesome. It was pretty cool. And also went through a place called Slab City, which is people living off the grid in the middle of the desert doing crazy art stuff. And also, up your alley, Cam.
Yeah.
The word hippie comes to mind.
Hot hippie.
Yeah. And also went to a place called Salvation Mountain, which is also a really cool art thing in the middle of the desert.
Nice little break.
So it was cool.
I went to Paris, Ontario.
Nice. But you got to see family. It was all
Yes.
good. And I'm kind of sick. I've lost my voice a bit. Hey, thumbs up. Okay, so that was last week. I didn't really go to the shows because I was traveling.
Yeah. But there's some shows happening this week.
Lots going on.
Yeah.
Starting tonight.
Starting tonight. I talked about this a couple months ago when it happened, but it's happening again tonight at 7 o'clock at the Roland Inspiration Center on King Street West at Dufferin. Blair Packham is doing Songwriting Circle again tonight, so it's great to see Blair back up and running. He had a couple personal issues without going into it, so it's great to see him back up and playing. If you're an aspiring songwriter, go to the Roland Facebook inspiration site. There might still be time. You come down. There's another woman helping out Blair tonight whose name escapes me, unfortunately. But you either play a song pre-recorded or play it live, and they give you your thoughts on the song structure and everything else. And it's free, and it's an amazing event. So you can't go wrong.
Good for songwriters.
Yes. Also tonight, compliments of our friends at Bell. There's a free concert at Yonge and Dundas Square.
And Bell, you can sponsor us.
But there's a free concert tonight at 9 o'clock at Yonge and Dundas Square with the Arkells and City in Color. So that's amazing. Wear your mittens, though.
Their sound check is going on right now. They just sucked all the power, took us off the grid.
Maybe that was it.
Yeah. Love you, Bell.
So, tomorrow night, Hot Lips is a band you know about from...
Yeah, Carly's new band. So Hot Lips, Carly's played in a number of bands. She's awesome. Every band she's been in has been fantastic. My Crooked Valentine was a good one. Purr, right? And in fact, it's we're going to celebrate some birthdays tomorrow
at the
Hot
Baby G.
Lips, at Baby G. But yeah, so Hot Lips is a really great Toronto band that's happening right now. And I would say go watch them before you can't, because I think this is a band that might hit the road and do some great stuff.
Yeah, I always thought Purr was one of those bands that was just on the precipice of making it. They were pretty original back then. I used to book them at Tattoo. I'm sure you probably booked them at a few of the venues you
Lots
worked
of
at
times,
as well.
yeah.
And
My good buddy Rogers was in that band. And in fact,
Yes.
it's his birthday tomorrow, I believe. We're
Oh.
going to be celebrating at Hot Lips.
Well, I plan to go as well. So, because I love the Baby G. It's a great stage, great rooms. It's just down from the Garrison. That's the Baby G. So,
Right.
yeah. And a room that we used last year for the first time, which was fantastic for us. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. Monday night.
Next. Yeah.
Monday night from the UK, Pale Waves are at the Velvet Underground, and it's a band that, did you see them when they played in New York?
Yeah. Pale Waves. So if you're into The Cure, if you're into Joy Division,
Susie and the Banshees.
Susie and the Banshees, that kind of stuff, Pale Waves is playing Monday at Velvet Underground. And this is a band that's really blowing up in the UK. Look them up on YouTube. You'll see their videos. Television Romance, I believe, is one of the songs. Millions of views. They're playing some big festivals this summer. I believe they were just at NME Awards. This is a great band to see, and a chance to see them at the Velvet in an intimate space is actually really cool, because they're doing some big stuff in the UK. And we had them at Indie Week UK, our first edition, so we were really lucky to have a band like that, and it's great to see that they've gone on to like big stages.
Yeah. And the reason that they played Indie Week is because they applied to Indie Week. How's that for a segue?
Cam's just leaning in there. Yeah. So for bands looking to play Indie Week, nice. I'm thrown off by it. It's good. I'm in the middle of show mode. Canada.indieweek.com/apply for the Indie Week Canada, which takes place in November 6th to 11th. And the Indie Week UK is similar. It's uk.indieweek.com/apply. And that one is a month before in October.
And that's for European and UK bands only.
Right.
So if you're a North American band or from South America or from Australia, don't bother applying for Indie Week UK.
Right.
That's European and UK bands only.
Yep.
Yeah.
But everybody, Canada, no problem. All right. So now I'm thrown off. There's more shows to talk about.
No, that was it for shows, I think.
What? No, there was more. Oh, we moved one.
No? Well, we moved some into news and stuff, so.
Right. Oh, we already talked about the Arkells.
Yes.
See, I was distracted by the bell.
It's Bell
Bell
Presents.
stuff.
They're lighting the city blue tonight.
Is that a free show over there?
It is a free show.
Free
Young and
show.
Dundas. That's 2 arena bands. It's like, that's pretty amazing. So,
Bell spent a lot of cash on it. Bell, you could sponsor Indie Week. Right? Yeah. Okay. Just saying, we wouldn't be as much as Seating Color.
Got to put the specs on to read the news. Last Saturday night in New York City was the Independent Music Awards, which has nothing to do with us, per se. It's not affiliated, is what I'm saying. But it's an award show that's been going on for a long time. And 2 of our alumni were honored with Independent Music Awards. Danny Strong took Country Album and Country Song of the Year, which is fantastic. And she was down there to accept it.
Love Danny.
Yeah.
We you know what? Our country artists have been doing great.
Yeah.
Because the other Danielle Bourgeard got signed.
Yes.
Right?
Red Dot Ole.
And so Danny Strong, congratulations. She played our media launch party last year, and she's fantastic. So Danny Strong, congratulations. And again.
And in the Americana category, Big Little Lions.
That's right.
Took home an award. So Canada well represented at the Independent Music Awards in New York City last Saturday.
Vancouver/Victoria Act, I believe. Big Little Lions.
Yeah, and they played last year for us.
Right. So, see? Lots of great bands come through Indie Week first. Mm-hmm. And then bigger things.
Yes.
Awesome.
Speaking of bigger things, the Nothing But Another Bottle Cross Canada tour starts tonight.
Uh-oh.
With the Lazies and the Wild in Grand Prairie.
Trouble. In fact, I watched Leon's and Maddie's videos. They've been posting little videos. Mm-hmm. Canada, you're in for some trouble, but good trouble. It's rock and roll, a lot of partying, probably some beer.
Yeah.
Probably. And Grand Prairie, they're at Fred's, I believe.
I'm not sure the venue. I know it's tomorrow night. It's at the Starlight in Edmonton, and Saturday it's at the Marquee in Calgary.
Fred's is a drinking bar.
Yeah, I've never been there.
I was on tour with a band. I was tour managing, and out of all the show dates, that was where we got into trouble. So
that's going to be
Grand Prairie.
Pardon the obvious pun. It's going to be a wild tour with those two groups together, they're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rock coming across the country.
Absolutely. And you know what? They're fantastic. Great guys. They're lots of fun. And this could be, a wave of new rock bands coming out of Canada, which is what we need right now, I think.
Yeah, and if you're near the bar when the Lazies are on, make sure your drink's in your hands, or you might lose it.
Maddie goes on the bar, kicks stuff around.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Cool. That's going to be a great tour. Sorry, but that's amazing.
And you just go to their Facebook page, The Lazies or The Wild, and all the dates are there. There's a Toronto show coming up in a couple weeks, and it pretty well goes coast to coast. So,
yeah,
going to be a lot of fun. A little tip there's a thing at City Hall next Wednesday night at 7:00. It's the event Safety Summit. It's about how to run an event and what safety precautions, who to meet from the City of Toronto if you're doing something indoors, outdoors, all sorts of interesting tips. I know it pertains more to us, but what you'll find if you're an artist is there'll be lots of key people you might want to meet that are down there. So it's well worth your time, whether they're from the City of Toronto, where they have some great insights to help bands. There might be other festival organizers there. There might be venue people there. So it might not be time poorly spent.
Absolutely. I'm all the time I'm asked, how do bands get into festivals, right? In fact, I did a podcast with Bridgie Atlantic where I talked about that. So you can look up Bridgie Atlantic, and they've been posting about the podcast that we did just a month ago. And I talked about a couple ways to get into festivals, but get to know festival people, and that helps you out, trust me. So if festival people will be somewhere like City Hall next
Wednesday night in the Rotunda, you just walk in the main doors and you'll see where it's going on.
So there you go. That's an easy way.
Yeah.
Free.
And, if you stay for an hour and it's not something that you're getting anything out of, then you don't have to stay. So.
Right. And if you want to sponsor, you go where sponsors go, and they might be at that type of event too. You never know.
But let's say you want to do an event for friends and have a tent and charge people $5. It's like, can you do that? You'll get all the answers at this.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe Bell will be there.
Jeez.
And we can get sponsorship. Right, Bell? Maybe Bell will be at Yonge and Dundas tonight. I won't be at Yonge and Dundas tonight. But maybe Bell will be there. Sponsors. All right. What are we doing now?
Okay, well, we started off with a video, Gara.
Right.
By Trampa.
Yes. So if you were watching before, because I don't believe it's this video, the video we were trying to do, and then we got cut off by maybe Bell. We were playing a video by Trampa. We're going to post it down below this one. Dylan, you can post it down below. Dylan's over there, by the way. That's Dylan. We can put the Trampa video on, and it's a new video. They shot it in their hometown, Brasilia, in Brazil, and it's very political. I can't understand Portuguese, so I don't know quite how political it is, but basically all the characters in there represents a current politician. There's one guy that's a snowman with a lot of cocaine and stuff, so because there's a politician there that got, well, basically he's known as being kind of like a drug dealer. So anyways, it's very political. There's lots of cool stuff, and the main thing to think about is Trampa is coming to Ontario for the month of May, and basically you're going to be doing shows in Toronto, in Oshawa, in Barrie, Ottawa, and Montreal.
And Hamilton.
And all that info is on our page, on our website, and tickets are on sale, and we're announcing more bands about it, and there's going to be more shows added, and they're a fantastic band. If you like hard rock, like Rage Against the Machine, you're going to love these guys.
Yeah.
Love them.
Yeah, and they played Indie Week a couple times, and they were finalists last year, and yeah, an amazing band. And bring your new merch up, because I'll wear it on the show.
Right. And they're playing Canadian Music Week, which is coming up. So
next month.
And everybody should be at Canadian Music Week, because that's another festival, and bands should go to these things.
Yeah, work the lobby bar. I've been doing
you don't need a
since...
pass. Passes are good, but you don't need one. Just
no,
go
it's
to
always,
the bar.
Yeah, and it's good to get a wristband, though, to go check out some of the other bands. And
Right. In fact, when I was in a band, and I remember traveling from Edmonton, I don't know anyone in Toronto, I would go to CMW, and one of the realizations I made was everybody goes to the bar. It's a music event. They all get beer at some point, and if they don't get beer, they go with somebody who wants a beer, and they want to go where the people are, and they're all at the bar getting beer. So go to the lobby bar. You don't need a pass, and you can meet absolutely anybody in the music industry you want. It's always there.
Yeah.
So
everyone meets in the lobby bar.
Like, I knew 0 people, not one person in Toronto when I moved here. And that's how I got an introduction to a lot of people.
I can still go to the Weston Harbour Castle. Hi, Stu Jolliffe. And the bartenders remember me from Canadian Music Weeks way back when we used to just throw the company credit card on and watch Robin Black cut someone's hair, or White Cowbell come through the lobby and...
That was at Western?
Flame some fire and chainsaw a bunny. So.
Yep. That's part of the reason why they're not there anymore. Thanks, White Cowbell. But, so anyways, go to these things. I think I mentioned this on another one, but, like, for instance, I went to CMJ in New York, which is now a new form. There's another kind of conference coming out of it, because CMJ no longer has a conference there under CMJ. But I went with a North by pass. I didn't even have a CMJ pass. I just brought a pass from a different festival, and I just walked in everywhere. I just sort of showed it like I owned it, and I walked in. So there's another tip. Sometimes, don't do this at Indie Week, but you can possibly sometimes find other ways to get in. And it just means you have to, if you're a broke musician, it's better to be there working it than to not and be at home on a couch. That's what I think.
Yeah,
So.
but if you try to, also, just be Mr. Safety here, like, just be prepared for the consequences if you try to pull something off. It's fine to be around the lobby bar and stuff like that, but if you do get caught, you are going to get pitched and,
Yeah.
whatever.
I was fine with it. I was in New York.
Right.
But, no, I didn't even get asked. And basically I went into, like, a lot of the shows and I got to talk to people.
Yeah.
So whatever it is, though, just participate. Be there. Be
Yes.
present. I'll say it every week.
Well, I remember being, and this is a perfect, today is Segway Day. I remember being down in New York for, it was either the New Music Seminar or CMJ, when one of our bands that had just signed to America played there, the Tragically Hip. So there is an event tonight at the Horseshoe. This book came out on Tuesday. It's The Never-Ending Present. The story of Gord, Downie, and the Tragically Hip just came out, written by Michael Barclay. I'm fortunate enough to be quoted in it. I was involved a lot in the early part of the Tragically Hip's career, and this is like a lifeline of my life with bands that I've worked with. Pursuit of Happiness is in here, The Watchmen are in here, Sons of Freedom in here. And
The Ring.
The Headstones, obviously, are in the book. They grew up with the Hip. I'm about halfway through. It just came out Tuesday. I picked it up on the weekend. But there is a book launch tonight at the Horseshoe. It's $5 to get it in. The money goes to charity. Michael will be there. He'll have books to sell. Ian Blurton is going to run a band with Michelle McAdory. Sate's playing tonight as well. They're going to be doing Tragically Hip songs. The entire industry is going to be there, more than likely. Doors are open at 8:30. And it's going to be a magic and a lot of fun for the hip fans. And
Come into work late tomorrow.
yeah, it's a great book as well so far. So, yeah, looking forward to going there tonight and seeing a lot of people I worked with in the past.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it as well.
Yeah. And I'm going to get my book signed, so.
Perfect. So that's tonight, Horseshoe,
8:30.
8:30, $5.
Yeah.
Do it. Be there.
Yes.
Another thing, like, bands, go out to shows where bands are industry going to be at.
Yeah, you never know who's going to show up tonight, just because what it's about and people who have played with the hip in the past, you never know who's going to get up and sing a song.
And it's going to be sold right out.
Yeah, I'm not alluding to any, there's big secrets that I know. It's just this band touched so many people, and they were the kind of band that gave really odd bands the opening slot. And they knew that band was going to get, and they talk about it in the book, hipped. Because once the hip hit a certain stage in their career, no one gave a crap who opened for them. All they wanted was the hip. But these bands learned a lot by being on the road, and they were one of the most generous. There was no hierarchy backstage. The hip shared everything. It was one communal area, and they really helped develop a lot of bands. One thing I never realized, and working with them for so long, the band that opened for them most, and probably because it's in the later part of their career, was Sam Roberts. And they really were the springboard to Sam Roberts' success. And Sam kind of carries the hip torch in a lot of ways, that band. They're very, somewhat similar. Sorry, you were going to say something?
Oh, well, I just saw. I'm just remembering. I saw the Hip in Edmonton. This is going way back, and Change of Heart opened for them.
Yeah.
Who is?
Ian Blurton, that's why he's doing the band tonight.
See how we tie that all around?
It all fits in.
And I got to see that because of Terry from MCA.
Terry O'Brien. No, not Terry O'Brien. Terry MacArthur.
Terry MacArthur.
Hey, Terry MacArthur.
Right. I was working at HMV, and Terry's the one that supplied us the tickets and then the drinks at the show. And I remember the first part.
Terry was always a lot of fun. We actually hung out at conventions all the time. Actually, Tragically Hip played one of our MCA conventions way back in the day at Grandview, I think, on the tennis courts. We used to have bands from around the world come. Melissa Etheridge, Tragically Hip. When they had a new album coming out, we'd have a huge 4, 5, 6 day convention at a resort. And then it was funny because maybe Sony would follow once the backline was set up for a convention. So one record company would do it, then the other, and we just hang out and bond with the bands and get to know their new material. And those days are long gone now with the budgets of the majors, but it was
those
a lot of fun.
Crazy budgets.
Yeah,
man, they had to spend a lot.
But you could also sell. We were selling 100,000 Hip albums out of the box day one. So it all paid for itself. But that was a different economy and a different time, and I sound like a dinosaur. So.
No, those were good times. I remember
great times.
I remember those times.
Yeah.
Well, not as many as you, because you
I'm old.
Yeah, but you did a lot. You were doing a lot of stuff.
I was more on the record weasel side than you were.
I was in the retail side back then. We just got little bits here and there whenever the record.
We were always good to our retailers, I thought. All the companies I worked with had a good reputation with the retailers. You had to take care of your retailers.
I could thank a lot of things for Terry.
Yeah.
But that's as far as I'm going to go.
Okay.
What's up? What's left?
We were just basically at the close.
Yes, throwback stuff and advice. I always try to leave with some advice for bands and stuff. I already said a little bit about
lobby bars.
About going and being present, but I'll say that every week because it drives me crazy. Going to a festival or a panel and it's empty because, man, bands should be packing these places. But something that's kind of come up on some of my travels lately and dealing with conferences and things like that, and bands especially, messaging is so important, and keeping it super simple is most important. I'll get a bio from a band, for instance, where it's saying things like, we met in high school, we're 4 friends, we wrote some songs, we thought they were good, other people told us it's good, so therefore we started doing shows, and the shows led to stuff, and here we are 4 years later, and we're now about to release our first CD. The first CD part is the most important part, and it shouldn't be at the end, and it should be at the front. And anytime you're sending out messages through email, is keep it all straight and to the point. And I find, anytime you actually want an answer and you want to lead people to the answer, make it just simply a yes or no. And don't put anything around it and leave it at that. We often like to say stuff and add stuff, and it just gets confusing. So it's kind of like, are you interested in playing this show March 24th? Yes or no? That's it. Yes, but what are details? Well, now we can talk.
Right.
Otherwise, if they're like, no, not interested, I'm not wasting any time, right? Or theirs. Yeah. So that's an important thing. And when you're approaching people who program festivals or venues or anything like that, that's the kind of stuff to try to start the conversation, and it will lead to the details later. I'm getting emails right now from bands going, here's our 4 videos, here's my PDF, here's my EPK, here's our links to our last 5 shows, here's a link to our website. It's way too much, and I didn't ask for it. Right? So, not unsolicited, and if you are starting a conversation, start it with just, are you interested in knowing more info? Yes or no. Leave it at that. Right? That is a way to not piss off some people.
Yeah.
Right?
And we ask for all those things in the application. So as opposed to just sending it unsolicited, just When that happens, I just send an email back. It's like, okay, that's great. Thanks for sending this. I'm not watching it all. Sorry, which I don't say, but I just did. But here's our application. Here's our application form. There's a process. We listen to all the music. We go through it. We look at the videos. So
exactly, and we're doing that right now. Just so you know, if you've applied Indie Week, we are listening. I think I've listened to about 200 so far. Crazy. And we're starting to whittle it down to our first round of artists that we're going to invite. And we're going to try to send those invites out like within the next 7 days.
yeah.
Earlier, if possible, but within the next 7 days, we're going to start inviting our first round of artists, and we're going to hopefully announce soon.
And when you get, if you're lucky enough to get one of those invitations, the directions are going to be very simple. Once again, getting back to the point. It's just like, can you play? Yes or no? Bam, bam, bam. Just answer the questions. Don't ask questions because they will all be answered. Just go right to the point. What we're asking, there's a reason we're asking it, the way we're asking it.
Right.
That's going to help us out immensely and make it easier for you as well if you just follow the directions and don't ask the questions at this point.
Right. It is a process, that's all.
Yeah.
And when you're managing so many moving parts, make it easy, just follow the directions.
Yep.
So,
but you have to apply first, so we've already talked about that. Make sure you get your
application. We can talk again.
We can.
Yes. I know we mentioned earlier, but hey, we might have different viewers at this time. To apply to Indie Week Canada, it's canada.indieweek.com/apply. For UK, it's the same except uk.indieweek.com/apply. And for UK?
UK and European bands only.
Exactly. Canada, anywhere in the world, bands from anywhere, apply to Canada.
Yeah, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter and obviously Facebook, you're watching now, and Instagram as well. So.
Yes, we post different things in different places, and later on this year we're going to be putting unique information in specific social media threads. So follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and also YouTube if you can.
Yes.
Might as well.
Yes, we post all of these on YouTube as well. So we have a YouTube channel over there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so I think that's it for me.
Yeah, I think that's it too. Yeah. Lots to do tonight, lots to do this weekend.
Do we get to drink beer later tonight? Do they have Hop City yet? I'm only drinking Hop City if they have Hop City.
I'm not sure if they have it at the shoe or not. So.
Then it's Jack Daniels.
There you go.
Thank you to Jack Daniels and Hop City for sponsoring Indie Week.
And Slate Music as well.
All right.
All right. Thanks. See you next week.
Or tonight.